There was an announcement that was made from Cory Bush, Jamaal Bowman. They said there's big news coming. There's a big announcement. So in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I wonder what they're going to do. Maybe they're going to start a grassroots organization. Maybe they're going to do something towards third party, or maybe they're just going to focus on organizing on the ground. And I thought that because I want to take you back to what happened to Cory Bush when she lost her race. Remember, AIPAC poured a lot of money in. And I thought that because of this statement. Listen to this.
Pulling me away from my position as Congresswoman. All you did was take some of the strings off. Let's be clear. 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 Let's talk about what it really is. Because see, now I don't have to worry about some strings that I have attached, and as much as I love my job. But all they did was radicalize me, and so now they need to be afraid. See, now they about to see this other Cory, this other side, because let me say this. I just grew up a whole lot more over the last few weeks. Just grew up a whole different way. And so what they are about to get, they think. So the thing is this. The thing is this. I don't think that anything, there is nothing that happens in my life that happens in vain. So if this happened, it's because it was meant to happen. And let me say, it's because of the work that I need to do. And let me say this. AIPAC, I'm coming to tear your kingdom down.
So, yeah, that was the speech that, or part of the speech that was given by Cory Bush after she lost her reelection. And again, AIPAC poured in a lot of money to make sure that she wouldn't win that reelection. That was part of it. That's why Wesley Bell is there. He took Cory Bush's seat. The other part of it, too, is that there were people in that community that said that Cory Bush forgot about them. She forgot about the people in the community, and she was always in D.C. So there's two parts to this. It's not just AIPAC, but AIPAC was probably the biggest factor. All that money that they put in to make sure that she wouldn't stay. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that she was one of the first people to come out and to criticize, obviously, what was happening in Gaza. And she was called one of the first to came out and call for a ceasefire and all those types of things, right? So you hear a speech like that, and then you hear that there is a new announcement, and you kind of think, okay, maybe they're going to do something grassroots based. And then there was this video from Jamaal Bowman in November after the election. Listen to this.
Yo, so I'm here losing my mind right now. Everyone agrees that Trump won because people believe he's better for the economy and people are struggling in their pockets. It's because of price gouging and many other reasons, but this is what people believe. But Democrats had an incredible economic agenda in 2021. We were seeking to raise the federal minimum wage from $7.25 to $15 an hour. We were seeking to cap childcare costs at 7%. We were seeking to make universal pre-K free. We were seeking to provide paid leave. We were going to make investments in climate change and workforce development. Hold on, let me get this right. I want to check my notes here. Healthcare expansion, $150 billion in affordable housing so people can afford to live. We were going to make the child tax credit permanent, $3,600 per child for 6, $3,000 per child ages 6 to 17, and you get paid monthly. It would have lifted 50% of children out of poverty. It was going to be a corporate minimum tax. We were going to increase IRS funding, which we did with the IRA, but now they're trying to roll it back. This was our economic agenda. It was going to put more money in people's pockets through wages, through the child tax credit, through workforce development, through saving money on housing, through saving money on childcare, through saving money on pre-K. This was the agenda. You know why it didn't pass? You know what stopped it? These two people right here.
So Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, right? Remember, they were the ones voting against a lot of these things or whatever. But the part that Jamaal Bowman leaves out in this video is, why were they able to do that? Why were they able to stop that from happening? Who were they really working for? We're talking about Kyrsten Sinema, very well connected to hedge fund managers. That was her big thing. All right. Sold out to donors. At one point, she used to be she was a Green Party candidate back in the day. Some people don't know this. And then she decided, I could be more profitable elsewhere if I just go into the Democratic Party. So she switched over to the Dems. And then it started to become more of a centrist. Yeah, this is how far she came. OK, so she all over the place. So Kyrsten Sinema was just looking out for herself and, of course, her own career. She wasn't really trying to have a career in Congress. That's why after this, she left the Democratic Party, became an independent. And then, of course, like now she's out of the picture, not in the Senate anymore. Joe Manchin, again, why was he allowed to do that? Who was he really working for? You're talking about one of the wealthiest senators in Congress, who is from one of the poorest states in the country. West Virginia is one of the poorest states in the country, but Joe Manchin's not poor. This is someone who has coal money. So of course he's going to vote against anything that has to deal with climate change or the environment or fossil fuels, those types of things. The point that I'm trying to point out is this: Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, they're just rotating villains. Okay. So Kyrsten Sinema's, out. I think Joe Manchin also said he's not going to run for re-election or whatever, but then two more people will take their place. This is how this has worked as long as I can remember. There's always one person, under one or two. Under Obama's presidency, he said he couldn't do certain things because of Joe Lieberman, but he could have removed the filibuster, right? So there's other things. They're just rotating villains. So the party leadership allows it to happen, because while they were blocking those things, if you notice, Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin were not removed from any committees. So wholeheartedly, they were doing what their donors wanted them to do, but they were also doing what Dem leadership found acceptable. So the party accepts it. And I'll even to say to Jamaal Bowman, not even all the Democrats wanted those things. It's not just Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, right? I would say more the progressive base, or those who consider themselves still to be progressive, one of those things. This was also during a time of pandemic. Everybody got to remember that. That's why a lot of this stuff was being pushed at that point in time. So what Jamaal Bowman leaves out is that party allowed it to happen. So that was that statement there from Jamaal Bowman. So after seeing both of those, and Jamaal Bowman went on to have an interview with Rania Khalek, and he revealed some things. In that interview, he was talking about how the pressure and that is put on you, I guess, like if you're not supporting AIPAC or Israel, and how they treat people in Congress and how they tell you you're not going to move in a different way. And one of the things Jamaal Bowman said in that interview with Rania Khalek is that the Democratic Party can't be reformed. I'm glad he said it, because that's what I've been saying for a long time. But he openly said it can't be reformed. So when they said that there was a announcement that both of them were making, I was like, okay, maybe they're going to start like some grassroots organization or something like that. I don't know. But I was wrong. This is the announcement.
Remember me, Cory Bush? As a member of Congress, I fought for the people. I stood on the side of justice at home and abroad.
Congresswoman Cory Bush slept on the steps of the Capitol, pushing Congress and the president to help keep millions of Americans from facing eviction.
Cory Bush called for a ceasefire very early on.
AIPAC have spent over $8 million in an effort to defeat Bush.
Outside groups, including AIPAC, spent millions and millions of dollars to unseat me, to try to silence me. But baby, I'm still here, and I'm not alone.
Remember me? I'm Jamaal Bowman. My belief in standing with working people and fighting for what's right meant that for some people, I was saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. The special interests came after me too.
Congressmember Bowman, one of the first to call for a ceasefire.
Pro-Israel groups have spent close to $20 million to take out progressive Congressman Jamaal Bowman.
The most expensive congressional primary in American history.
It was essential for them to get me out, but I'm not here to talk about me.
We're here to talk about the big picture, to show you what's going on in America.
We'll be breaking down what's really happening in Washington, D.C.
The corruption, the lobbying, the big money, and how we could all be working better for you.
Don't all of us kind of know that by now? Like, don't we know about the corruption and the lobbying and the big money? Don't we already kind of know that?
But is it?
It's our insider's perspective from the outside.
On our new show,
Bowman and Bush, y'all.
watch us on Zeteo's YouTube channel. See you soon.
So, I thought that this was going to be something big. Like, you know, so basically the announcement was they're hosting a show together. Okay. I mean, it just, to me, that's just kind of, I don't, and so one benefit I will say that they have is that they have been on the inside, right? They've been a part of it. They know what has been happening inside of Congress, but they were a part of that in the Democratic Party. Now, Zeteo, that is Mehdi Hasan's network. So Mehdi Hasan, when he was pushed out of MSNBC, he started his own network called Zeteo. They have a YouTube channel, and he started adding different people to that network, right? And now it appears he's adding Cory Bush and Jamaal Bowman. And it sounds like they're supposed to give like this insider perspective, I guess looking at the news and just telling people what happened or what they saw while they were in Congress and why things may or may not be getting done. So having an insider perspective, that's unique. But I guess like after that speech of AIPAC, I'm coming to tear your kingdom down. And after Jamaal Bowman said that the Democratic Party can't be reformed, I would have thought that the announcement was going to be that you were starting something that was going to be an alternative to that. Not that you're just starting a show. Because everybody has a show. Like a lot of people have a show. AOC has a YouTube channel. Like Hakeem Jeffries has a YouTube channel. So I was just kind of like, okay. But I feel like they could have done something even bigger and not just start this show, but starting another, maybe an organization or a movement or something. I don't know. They got more resources than I do. And they have more inside knowledge than I do. So that's what I thought this was going into. Now, to that point, are they going to be able to be non-biased? And the reason why I asked that question is because if you look at Zeteo on YouTube, again, this is Mehdi Hasan's network. You look at Zeteo, remember that Mehdi Hasan is very much a puppet of the Democratic Party. This is the same guy who heavily criticized Israel for the genocide, which rightfully so, but also pointed his finger at people because they didn't want to support and vote for Kamala Harris, right? Let's not forget what some of the Palestinian, academics in Gaza said about Mehdi Hasan year before October 7th, that he was an opportunist, that he's looking out for himself. So a puppet of the party. That being said, are Cory Bush and Jamaal Bowman going to be able to be 100% truthful about what the Democratic Party is doing on zeteo. Because this is a Democratic Party, like that's what this is. I've been trying to tell people this before, right? All these people who came from corporate media that said, I'm doing this independent thing now, they all got the same saying. Zeteo has a strong bias for truth, uncovering the truth. But even within trying to uncover the truth, there was still that bias for the Democratic Party. And that's how Mehdi Hasan is still able to get access to some of the people that he brings onto his show that are part of the Democratic Party. And that's how he's able to still get access for certain events. So are Cory Bush and Jamaal Bowman going to tell you the truth about Hakeem Jeffries? Probably not. They'll probably tell you the truth about what's happening with the GOP. And see, again, this is all happening under Trump's administration. So Trump is in the White House. So a lot of the pushback is probably going to be towards the Republican Party. So how far are they going to be able to go with this till it gets to a point where like people are like, you guys aren't holding the Democratic Party accountable, especially now that they're no longer in Congress. And I want to show you something else. So again, if you look at the channel, you look at the network. So then this is the premiere. This is the video they want everybody to see, right? Must watch Cory Bush and Jamaal Bowman's new show. This video 1 day ago has 7,736 views. This channel has over 661,000 subscribers. When you compare this to the other videos, look at this. Now, this one was released 4 hours ago, so that's 4.1K views. That was 4 hours ago. But this was 1 day ago, 7.7K views. 2 days ago, 78,000 views. So what you'll see is that it's kind of, look, damn it. People don't seem that interested in it. People just don't seem that interested in it. And it's just, and this is not just a zeteo thing. Like all of us that are creators, we know, right? We know by the numbers, we know by the engagement. Like even when I do the ballot measures, like those videos usually get the least amount of views. So I know, okay, the majority of my audience isn't as interested in that, but I still cover it, right? But for a channel that has over 660,000 subscribers, the fact that this announcement has 7.7K views and it was posted 1 day ago, what is that telling you guys? They're not interested. They're just not. And you can scroll down and you can see, we're not kidding, Mehdi and Friends, right? So you guys can see the difference. Look at this one, 256,000 views. Like, granted, they have a different guest, but that's not the point. A channel this size, and you have a video that has that amount of view, that people are not feeling this. So I see they put it as, oh, this is the one to click on. If you're new to the channel, click on that one. They're not interested. And they're not interested, I think, because Justice Democrats they ran their course. People want something different. And I don't know how else to say it. Now I'm going to check that tomorrow and see if those numbers change significantly, because if you see what it is tonight, 7.7K views. If I check that tomorrow and that has over 100,000 views, you know something's up. I think we can do some math. So I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it. Of all the things that you guys could have done, this is the big announcement. We're going to do a show together. Everybody got a show. Everybody. So that tells me I don't think they really going to try to challenge the system, as they say. So there's that. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.